Hey guys, if you want to stay updated on new videos, don't forget to subscribe and give this one a like. Hope you enjoy the story. Hi, my name is Nora, and I want to tell you about something terrifying and deeply heartbreaking. You see, the worst pain doesn't come from strangers. It comes from the ones we trust the most. When you realize the real enemy isn't out there, but right beside you. That's when everything inside you falls apart. After what I experienced, I stopped trusting people, anyone, anything. So let me take you back to those dark, horrifying days. I'm Nora. I'm 35 now, but this all happened a few years ago when I was living alone in a small town called La Jolla, California. I had moved there to build my own life, to stand on my own 2 feet. I was doing everything I could to stay strong. Then one day, I got a call from Ella, an old friend from way back. She said, "I want to move out there too. I'm bored here. I want to be independent, just like you." And honestly, that made me happy. I always support strong women. So I told her, "Of course, you can stay with me until you find a place of your own." She packed up and moved in not long after. Even though we used to live in the same neighborhood, we were never super close. We had our share of arguments, but I always tried to keep things peaceful. I didn't think she was a bad person, just someone with a different mindset. At first, everything went smoothly. I'd go to work in the morning and come home at night. She'd help around the house, cook meals. It felt nice. Then one day, I met someone. His name was James. At first, we were just friends, but that friendship quickly turned into something deeper. Our dreams, thoughts, even the way we spoke, it all just clicked. One day he said, "Let's talk to our families and get married. Let's leave this place together." But I wasn't ready. I had just moved. He smiled and said, "That's okay. I'll wait as long as you're with me." At first, I didn't tell Ella about James, but she could see how happy I was. Eventually, I told her. She immediately asked to see his photo. We'd been dating for 2 months at that point. I showed her a picture. Suddenly, her whole mood changed. "Why didn't you tell me sooner?" "What? Are you afraid I'll steal your boyfriend or something?" she snapped. "Of course not," I told her. "I just wanted to wait until things were more serious." But that night, she kept asking question after question about James. Honestly, her obsession felt weird, but Ella was always a curious, talkative person, so I didn't overthink it. A few days later, she said she wanted to meet James, invite him over. She said, I told her he was busy with work. She got upset again. "You don't want me to meet him, do you?" She kept pushing, and I gave in. I invited James over for dinner. We set up a beautiful table. That evening, Ella's behavior was off. She dressed up, like really dressed up. Makeup, hair, the works. When James walked in, she jumped right into conversation. She didn't even give me a chance to speak. If I didn't know her, I'd say she was hitting on him. Even James looked uncomfortable. After dinner, he said, "Sorry, I've gotta go," and left. After he left, I turned to her. "What was that? Why were you acting like that?" She said, "What?" I was just being friendly, but to me, that was the moment something inside me changed. She wasn't who I thought she was. Things got weird after that. She started saying she wanted to move out. Eventually, she found a place and left. And honestly, it felt like a weight was lifted. James started coming over more often. Sometimes he even stayed the night. But then, strange things started happening. I had constant headaches. I felt weak, exhausted. I couldn't even make it to work anymore. My boss started getting frustrated. Even James was asking to see me, but I just didn't have the strength. One morning, I couldn't even get out of bed. I called in sick. My boss said, "Don't bother coming back. Just take some time off." I didn't even have the energy to argue. I dragged myself to the bathroom and caught a glimpse of something in the shower. A shadow. I blinked and it was gone. I thought I was just tired. I tried making something to eat, but my stomach churned. I sat on the couch, took a few sips of juice, and passed out. Then I woke up freezing. It felt like there was an icy breeze right next to me. I tried to move, but my body was frozen. I opened my eyes and saw a tall, dark figure standing next to the TV. I blinked again. Gone. I was alone. I turned off the TV and went to bed. But every time I closed my eyes, that figure came back. And then, the TV turned back on by itself. I know I turned it off. I got up, turned it off again. But as I turned around, I heard a whisper. I froze. The room was pitch dark. I couldn't move. I whispered a prayer under my breath. Just as I reached for the light, I felt something rush past me. I turned the light on. No one was there. I checked my phone. No calls, no texts, not even from James. That was strange. And then, another whisper. I thought about leaving the house, but the clock said 4 a.m. Had that much time passed? Was this even real? I lay back down and prayed. The whispers got louder, but I refused to open my eyes. Eventually, I passed out. The next morning, James called. Before I could even say hello, he said, "Don't call me again. I'm with someone else now." Then he hung up. I was stunned. I tried calling back. He blocked me. I went to his job. They said he was on leave. I went to his place. No one answered. I felt like my whole world had shattered. Then someone knocked on the door. It was Ella. She was crying. She pushed past me and said, "Make some coffee. I've got things to tell you." I didn't want to, but I made it anyway. Then she looked at me and said, "I saw James with another woman, holding hands." I tried to explain maybe it was his cousin. She laughed. Holding hands with his cousin. Seriously? I broke down crying. And then, she laughed. Mike really laughed. "You deserved this," she said. "What the hell is wrong with you?" I shouted. She stood up. Her eyes had turned pitch black. She said, "You don't deserve anything. You're nothing," and started walking toward me. I was terrified. I could only pray. I looked toward the mirror. I could see myself, but not her. She wasn't reflecting. I prayed harder, and suddenly she vanished. I searched the whole house. Nothing. I started thinking maybe I was losing my mind. I called my mom on video chat. Her eyes looked strange. She kept repeating, "You don't look well. Are you okay?" I said, "Can you hear me?" But she just kept repeating the same thing. Then the call dropped. My phone shut off completely. I walked toward the balcony, and then my mom appeared right in front of me. She grabbed my throat, started choking me. She was speaking in some horrible language I didn't understand. Her eyes were bulging. Her breath reeked. It was like she wasn't even human anymore. Right when I was about to pass out, the power went out. She vanished. I fell to the floor, sobbing. That was it. I couldn't stay in that house any longer. I needed to leave. I needed help. And for some reason, I thought of Ella. Maybe staying with her would help. I was frozen in place. That body, it was Ella. I turned around and looked back at the window. The thing I thought was my friend, just moments ago, had now turned into something else entirely. Its arms and legs were unnaturally long. Its body was thin, hunched over, and bony, hair messy, long, and wild. And it was still there, staring right at me. I quickly pulled myself together and ran to my room. I slammed the door shut, locked it, and pushed something heavy against it. I held my breath and started listening. I could hear every step it took. It was pacing right outside my door. My heart felt like it was about to burst out of my chest. Then suddenly, silence. Complete and total silence. No breathing, no footsteps. I leaned down to look through the keyhole. That thing was crouched on its knees, ripping Ella's body apart and eating her flesh. It stopped. Then it slowly turned its head toward me. We made eye contact. It knew I was watching. In an instant, It jumped to its feet and ran toward the door. It started pounding on it so hard, the whole room shook. I curled up in a corner, covering my ears. "Please, go away. Please, go away," I begged over and over, but it just laughed and kept saying, "I'm coming for you. I'm going to take you." I thought I was losing my mind. If it had broken through, I wouldn't have survived. But then, silence again. I stayed in that corner until morning, too terrified to move. When the sun finally came up, I heard a knock at my door. It was Ella's voice. "Wake up, breakfast is ready," she said. My hands were shaking as I opened the door. I told her everything that happened. She stared at me blankly and said, "You've got quite the imagination. Trying to scare me or something." I swore it was all real, but she just kept laughing, brushing it off. "Drop the nonsense. We'll even find you a job. Move on with your life," she said. That's when I knew I couldn't count on her for anything. That afternoon, she left the house. I was alone again. I stepped out onto the balcony and took a deep breath. Maybe I was overthinking everything. Maybe it was just stress messing with my mind. I told myself I had to pull it together. I went into the kitchen and started preparing something to eat. But just then, the front door opened and then shut. I heard footsteps, but there was no one there. "Ella, is that you?" I called out. No answer. The footsteps moved toward the kitchen, but again, I saw no one. I checked the living room. Empty. Then I walked into Ella's room. No one. Just as I turned to leave, I saw something rush past me. A dark silhouette. My whole body went cold. "No, I'm not doing this again," I muttered. I turned back toward the kitchen, and what I saw stopped me cold. The plate I had just prepared was now filled with bugs. Rotten, disgusting meat, worms crawling all over it. I stepped closer and saw bloodied chunks of flesh. Did I just eat that? I panicked. My stomach turned and I threw up right there in the kitchen. I couldn't take it anymore. I got dressed quickly and rushed out of the house. I had no idea where I was going. I just needed to get away. I wandered the streets until I saw a church. Something inside told me to go in. I walked quickly to the door. Just as I reached it, I was met by an older man with kind eyes and a calm voice. "Welcome, child. Are you troubled?" he asked. I couldn't speak. I just started crying. "Come inside. You can stay here if you'd like to pray," he said gently. I sat quietly in a corner, still crying. After a while, he came and sat next to me. "Let me pray for you," he said, and he began. As he prayed, I felt something shift inside me, a little bit of peace. He told me his name was Ethan and he was the pastor of this church. "Go ahead," he said. "Tell me what's weighing on your heart." But choosing kindness in the face of evil, that's something most people can't do. I left them with their own darkness, and now I'm here with my family. And for the first time in a long time, I feel at peace. Thanks for listening. If you haven't subscribed yet, now's the perfect time. You can support me by hitting that subscribe button and turning on notifications. I'll see you in the next chilling story. Take care.